You might be wondering, what am I doing with the Escalade now? What am I gonna do with it? What are my plans? What's the deal? What's going on here? Well, that's a good question because I'm kind of wondering too. Because right now, the world kind of stinks. I don't think it takes a genius to point that out. Everything's messed up. Nothing is working how it should be, and we're all just kind of picking up the pieces, trying to make it work. And that's, same thing here. So I'm doing the same thing. I am having to kind of pivot where I put my energy and where I put my time and my effort from just the fallout of this whole state of the world. Because with people not being able to do stuff, the power and effectiveness of Streetcar Takeover and me putting the effort in to go there and spend the money to drive there and fixing my stuff all the time, like, there's no real return for me to do that if there's nobody there, or if the event can't happen at all, or if it's in jeopardy. I'm just like, I gotta kind of pick and choose my battles more so than I had to before. And I gotta, find other ways to make money, as in doing shop stuff here and generating business locally. Has to be done by participating in local events. Like, how are any of the boats supposed to rely on the lighthouse if the lighthouse is moving? You put the lighthouse in one spot, people come to you. That's how it works. So I'm shifting my focus to doing local events in the DFW area. I mean, that extends to OKC and, around there, but, be bopping all over the country doesn't do a whole lot when, I'm trying to do stuff here. And that's not saying that I'm never going to do streetcar takeovers anymore, which is not the case. I'm still going to do a lot of them, just not every single one. And like, I'm going to Indy this weekend because that's a big one. It's a good place to go, and I got some other reasons to go there too, beyond just the event. So there's that. But as far as the Escalade goes on its present condition and state and plans, well, really, I don't know what I'm leaning towards. I want to turn it up, give it the beans, and make it run eights, because I know it can do it and it'd be really fun. But at the same time, the big picture return of throwing the beans at this thing and making it run eights is really doused by the fact that large amounts of people cannot be in one place to see it happen. That's where the home run would really be hit. Now, it's still cool if I do it and, post videos of it and stuff, but honestly, I'm getting tired of social media. A lot of times now when I make a post, I'm finding that I don't want to make posts. I don't feel like it. I do it because I feel like I have to. It's important to continue that momentum and that interaction, but I really have kind of become detached from the numbers on that stuff, because at the end of the day, you're only as important as the things that you do in real life and the real life impact of the stuff that you do. Now, if you have a large social media following and you make it impactful on a real life basis, then that's great. But in my eyes, in my personal opinion, if you have a large social media following and you don't do anything to change things for the better in real life for other people or anything like that, if you don't use that pedestal to drive something real, then you basically mean nothing. If Instagram went away tomorrow, how relevant would you be? How much, what would your network look like? What would you do? I think a lot of people have big followings. If Instagram disappeared tomorrow, they'd be toast. honestly. And that's something that I really don't want to find myself in that situation. So I'm funneling more of my effort into YouTube. It's more sustainable, and your content lives forever. You can't search Instagram posts. And I really, looking back now, wish I didn't hold off on doing this stuff for as long as I did. But you know, they say the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and second best time is right now. So this year I've been hitting it hard. I'm going to keep hitting it hard, and I'm not going to quit. But for the Escalade, I could throw so much more money into this thing and make it do some really cool things. But I'm thinking now it's time that I kind of, cool it a little bit on it and do something else. I get another build going, so I'm not completely dependent on the Escalade to be my trailblazer. I have to have something else to do things with, and the Newell is kind of serving that capacity right now. But I also got my Monte Carlo back home that is going to be coming back out soon once the body shop finishes up with it. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, I'm starting to feel like I'm a one-trick pony with this thing, and that's not the case at all. Like, people know the Escalade because it's what it is. There's only one of them. No one else does anything like that. It's a really recognizable vehicle, but not that many people know me yet, and that's a problem. Because just like I said, if Instagram were to disappear tomorrow, what do you have to stand on in the real world? Well, if for some reason, if that thing disappeared tomorrow, if it got caught on fire or exploded or was stolen, I never chopped up, never saw it again, what am I left with? A little bit. I got has been. I don't want that to happen. I got to do something else before that thing wears off. Something else worth noting is that it doesn't take an idiot to, look at the numbers on my YouTube videos and see that the Escalade videos do not do as well as the motorhome stuff. They just don't. I'm not sure exactly why that is, because like on Instagram, the Escalade is the breadwinner. It gets all the big numbers, which I'll throw an asterisk in there. My most popular post ever was actually my Monte Carlo doing donuts in the snow. Imagine that. Blew all the Escalade stuff out of the water. I don't quite understand it, but it did. But either way, the Instagram, Escalade's kind of the thing. But on YouTube, I'm feeling like kind of the thing is motorhome stuff. And I like it. I think it's something fun. It's a new world I've been exposed to, and I'm gonna keep doing stuff with it. So I hope you find that stuff interesting if you're a car guy. There's a lot of crossover because racers have motorhomes in the pits, NASCAR drivers have them. It's a part of the world. Whether you might notice it or not, it's a really common thing. And it's kind of a nice break for me, honestly, to put thought and energy and effort into my Newell instead of that. Because I've been messing with that thing for 4 years now. 4 years of my life, that's been my focus. And it did what I built it to do. I wanted to run 960s without it having to work hard to do it. And it does that. So yeah, I can push it harder. I can do more with it. I can grow beyond that, but that still doesn't shake my internal compass saying, like, bro, you did it. That's, you did what you wanted to do. And I'm almost thinking that I may have messed up on that front by not setting my goal higher for this thing. Because if I had set to run 8s from the get-go, I'd still be pushing hard. But I haven't. That's not what I did. I don't know if that was the best move for me to do, honestly. I don't know. You'll have to tell me. Do you want to see this thing run 8s? Is it really that big of a deal? Would it be as monumental as I think it is if it were to do it? Or, is this thing kind of run its course? It's, is this the the veteran in the locker room, and it's time to show some new guys how it's done. That's up to you to decide. I take the avenue of opportunity that I believe has the most return, and I'm not saying I'm a sellout. I am interested in a finite amount of things, and I will explore those options as to which one is the most productive at the time, or the most effective, because there's no sense in putting all your energy into something that's not gonna pay you back. I can't afford to do that. I gotta put my effort into stuff that's gonna do stuff for me, and that's just plain and simple how it is. So that's on you. You gotta tell me what you want to see, why you want to see it, and I'll make it happen, basically. But I'm just gonna keep doing what I feel is right, and right now I feel like that is growing my reach in the immediate community, generating business here, because that is more sustainable than relying on crowds of people, honestly. So you let me know what you want to see. Hit that subscribe button for whatever the heck it is I'm making videos of. I'm just making videos on whatever I'm interested in. So could be this thing, could be RVs, could be me talking about stuff like I'm right now. You never know what you're gonna get, but you're gonna get something good, and I hope you learn from it, because I don't like to make content that doesn't benefit you in some way after you watch it, because I personally don't watch things that I don't gain something from. And I hope you know that it's not just me, it's not just you, it's everybody. Nobody completely knows what they're doing, whether they tell you they do or not. They just don't. Everybody is just flying by the seat of their pants. And if someone tells you that they know exactly what they are doing all the time, they're lying. Just plain and simple. I've heard it from numerous people much farther down the path than me who've done ridiculous things and built all kinds of crazy stuff, companies, and just basically empires of businesses, and they'll say the same thing. So I'm passing that interesting piece of information onto you, and it's exactly why I am not afraid to outline my own uncertainties, because it's important that people know that everyone does that.